try to make the chief and the county executive available to you as we get additional.
As we go forward, we got to remember that this is going to be an open and transparent process. It's not going to be a quick process. These are very difficult and complex situations. There are many sides to the story. There's many answers. We have not all the facts at this point in time. As we go forward, we will try to keep you abreast of all information that we have. We want to share it with you so you can be more appraised of what's going on in our community.
There was a lot of protests. There was a lot of folks there that were just kind of wanted to see it. They wanted to pay their respect to Mr. Brown and the family. And then there were others there in the crowd that, as it turned out, probably had other ideas. So our goal was last night as law enforcement was to not ignite any sort of a problem. And we were really hoping that the crowd would disperse voluntarily. Later on in the evening, it was very difficult to wrap our arms around everything going on, even with 500 officers on the scene. It was just so dynamic that we couldn't be just everywhere at the same time. I think it's a fair assessment that somebody would look at this and say, why did the police allow this to happen? But on the other side, I think it's a fair assessment to understand that if the officers would have taken a hard line on this very early on during the protest, and we would have had acute resistings, that would have perhaps further inflamed the community. I want to assure you that this is a very complicated investigation, as it should be. A man lost his life, there's a police officer involved in this, and we need to make sure that this investigation is done right. We get one chance to do it. There are scores and scores of people we needed to talk to at the apartment complex where this happened. There are several witnesses that we needed to talk to, and frankly, we're still waiting to talk to some folks that we believe have information that will lend itself to this investigation. I understand that the public has a right to be skeptical, and I appreciate that, and I would expect that the public be skeptical oftentimes of government or some forms of it, but I would also ask the public to be reasonable, because it takes a long time to make sure we do this investigation the right way. And please understand that other disinterested parties, or neutral parties I should say, are going to be making the final decisions on whether this was justified or not. It is my wish moving forward that we have a calm night tonight and throughout the next week as we move through this process. I would implore that people use their best judgment and give the due respect to Mr. Brown that he deserves.